Break it down.
Find the solution to this enigma and decipher the secret that lies beneath it. You can join the next global AI giant on Passive to use and market the next generation AI tools. Simply register for free at www.coolzone.ai. Using the speech-to-text capability of Omail, you may easily express yourself. Simply say what you want to say, and Omail will do the typing for you. Get your free Omail account today by simply registering at www.coolzone.ai. There are around 3.7 billion users that are believed to access their email accounts through their mobile devices. These days, 81% of emails are opened and read on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets. Which of the following do you believe people do when you send them an email that is not optimized for mobile devices? This is eliminated by them. In point of fact, 80% of people immediately delete the email. Get your free Omail account today by simply registering at www.coolzone.ai.
Hello, everybody. As you can see, these people found my station, so I let them in. Anyway, we're all going to chat a little bit. I wanted to start off by, I usually talk about things that come to me through email or concerns from founders or asking questions that, whatever. And that's great because it makes it easier for me. I do realize that everybody in the company are at different levels of what they understand and what they believe. I'm very happy that I really have. I'm not looking for anything else. I don't sweat the stuff when I don't see Mr. Mufareh for a couple of days. Everything's cool because from what I've seen and what I believe and the facts that are going behind the scenes, I have no question about that we are in the biggest business in the world. I have looked at many affiliate sites in the last few days, weeks, years, as far as commissions and far as how many millionaires and how people were treated as affiliates. And from what I see right now, and we don't even know the full scope. We know there's 25% to your personals, but there was a bonus thing involved. We don't know what the max is. It doesn't matter. Even at 25%, very small amount of companies pay that much. And there's another catch. A lot of companies lately in the last 4 or 5 years have paid up to 20, 22%, some 25, but there's a limit. So even if you sign somebody up, they give you a limit of 365 days. So that person that's stuck with you, there is a chance that after 365 days, if the company lasts that long, that person will no longer matter in your revenue. So what does that mean? That means you have to constantly keep doing what you've done. Now they've stretched it out, but the facts are they don't have to do it, right? They're still, the company you're in is still going to make revenue from what you did day one. And I remember talking to Ash Mufareh a long time ago. And I realized he wanted to build something, compile the things he hated in the industry. And it made sense. I can speak for myself, Mike and Dan. From my point of view, is we were looking for the same thing. You don't like limits, because what happens with a limit is you're bringing in people. If you have a limitation, the company doesn't. They actually start, That's why they don't mind paying you 10, 15%, because eventually they're paying you nothing for the original person you brought in, or many people in some cases. And there's always a limit. No matter what they say, you get to that limit, boom. Now, I wouldn't know that in most of the businesses we were in because I never reached the limit, or, well, we couldn't have reached the limit, and mainly was the company disappeared. Now, there's a list of companies out there, Shopify, Amazon affiliate. They've been around for a long, long time, and they have created millionaires. There's no doubt about it. Amazon created 40,000 millionaires. But the difference will be, and when you hear those names, I know people think, well, that's Amazon, or that's Microsoft, or that's, listen, from what I'm seeing, and I think the people here might explain it too, they're going to do whatever they want. But we're just having a session with each other, we're talking with each other, and you guys get to listen in. That's what I want to tell you. Some of the best things we've ever done from all of us are talking behind the scenes. And I want the behind the scenes to come out in the open. The facts are, I believe that on passive, knowing that Amazon had created 40,000 millionaires, that wasn't a driving force in Mr. Jeff Bezos' idea. I'm not saying he was against it, but obviously he's paying people, and he made a lot more than they did from those people. No doubt about it. That's okay. But we are in a business, and I want everybody to hear this, from founders to affiliates to be, or anybody that might come in years from now. The ambition of the CEO of this company was to make it so that he wanted to share the wealth, because he knew that two people can do more than one. 200 people can do more than 20, and 2,000 people can do, and go on and on and on and on. And he said when he would be giving out maybe food and water to the poor and helping people, he thought, how much can I really do on my own? So he created a movement, is what it really turned into, and engulfed it, what we see as unpassive. And the thing about unpassive, and I try to tell people this, uh, Ash Mufareh, from his experience, built a company that he wanted personally. And then he scaled it so all of us can join him. It's exactly what happened. He took on all the things that he hated, the limitations, 1 to 2%. If you're lucky, they say 2%, but I don't believe it. It's more like 1.5% of people that actually succeed. And reminder, succeed means you have actually learned how and are trained and skilled enough to bring people in quicker than they quit. Okay? There's another really important thing. In every business that I was in, before Mike and Dan and after Mike and Dan, they had limits on what you could market. In other words, you get in a business, affiliate business, and you might have 2 or 3 websites, and that's it. And everybody in the business has the same website. So it doesn't take very long that it gets saturated. And when you see something that looks the same, people don't click on it. I've seen that before. I've seen that. Unpassive is making new websites right now weekly. And what a lot of us don't know is there'll be websites for each product we have. There'll be sales pages for each product we have. And what I mean a sales page is the focus is on that product only, because you might want to share boom, 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 boom. Now, I'm not talking to a customer. Customers will come in, and probably a high percentage, 90, 95% of everybody that comes in on passive is a customer. When you use Zoom or any other product, you did not go to Zoom and go, I'm going to make a business out of this. No, you went because you wanted to have a video conferencing platform. Anyway, so down the road is you're looking at people, especially these so-called gurus. I hate calling them whatever they are, but people that market, they look at what can they make, and is it a feasible company. And what held them back from ONPASSIVE was we were delivering or sharing a hope and a dream. And some of those people are not going to get into something unless they're making money in 2 hours. They're not going to get in. Thank God myself, Mike, and Dan, and many of you came in and said, wait a minute. If you believe what he's saying and you look at what he put together, I'm thinking, and we can pre-build, we pre-built what we did. Now I look back and I've met people, why did you do all that? Well, now they're questioning, dang, I wish I did it. Because we're about to have the big kaboom, right? Like we did September 1st. But the point is, I want everybody to know what we're in here. If you look at any of the big boys, I'm talking Apple, Shopify, Amazon. There's like there's like 30 of them I just looked at in the last week. Doesn't matter who they are. I don't see any one of those that ONPASSIVE won't be bigger than. Really, including the T word. And right now, Amazon, Apple's made like $2 trillion. Disgusting amount of money, just mind blowing amount of money. The difference is ONPASSIVE will get there. And the other beauty of this, which I'm circling back around, we don't have one product. People always say you should have different streams of income. We own a plumbing shop. We have more faucets of income than you can even shake a stick at. All you have to do is own it to make a commission on it and turn on every faucet you want. And let's remember, what we do know, the digital, is probably 3% of what we don't know. And that's mind blowing. And you'll ask the question, people ask, man, you've been there 5.5 years and nothing. You're about to see why. And everybody else that came in and said yes, we're all about to see why. I said something the other day and I was thinking about, I know people like numbers and all that, but let me just make this simple for you. I showed this last night, right? Let's try to have something the same size. This is the founders. This is the customers. We're about even. The day will come where the tip of this is the founders and this is the customer. Because you're still going through this. This really doesn't change that much, even with affiliates coming in. That number, because everybody's driving through founders, stays the same, yet the people coming in are quadrupling. And another thing that I'm adding all this together. OConnect alone, not the one they did September 1st, the one we have right now, add nothing, will set people free. Will set families free. Because there's things we need to look at. And I'm not talking to the gentlemen here and the ladies. Sorry, Robin, I don't want to mess up. I know I'll be killed later. But I'm talking to everybody. When you get a customer from one of the big boys, I'm going to use Zoom because I can't think of the others' names, and they come to OConnect, nobody comes to a conferencing platform one at a time. No one. Because if someone comes, they're on a conference call with someone, maybe one, maybe 100, maybe 500. So if you get one, you minimum get two. And I think it's even more than that. And there's another thing that people didn't take into consideration. I've talked to everybody here about it. We all agree. When you go to OConnect and you're from any of the big boys, top 5, you come into OConnect for the first time and somebody gives you host, gives you the key to this freaking whatever this crazy thing is, and you look at all the features we already have, forget what's coming, and you start messing with it, and then you hear the price, you're going to jump in. That's an easy one. But you're also going to feel a little bit betrayed. You're going to feel used because it went more than just saving money. They took advantage of me. I know I would feel that way because I feel that way. It wouldn't have came to my head if it didn't happen. I would come here if I was doing a webinar with 30, 40 people, maybe mid-size, 200 people, and I came here and saw this and saw the price at 70, 80% less, and I can make money doing webinars, I'd be pissed. Because I would know then what they charged me was gouging the money out of my wallet. They could have made a profit with half that amount of money. And that makes you start to realize that this viral effect that we all talk about, it's not just the advertisement that we're thinking, oh, we're just going to force advertisement. The biggest impact of this company will be word of mouth. The biggest impact of this company will be when people try it, and all the non-marketers market on passive because they're going to. People chat all the time. Did you see this? Did you see that? I looked at TikTok, right? People are making a fortune on TikTok, believe it or not. You know how they go viral? Person to person. It's not paid. But if you add paid and you add the marketing that and the branding that OnPassive is doing, and I've had people that just don't think about it. Yeah, but that's OnPassive. That's OnPassive.com. OnPassive.com does not have a position. Nobody can come into OnPassive.com and the person that invited them is named Mr.com or Mr. OnPassive. It's somebody that's on the screen or somebody that may not be on the screen that's in OnPassive. That's powerful stuff. We need to know that. We need to know that what we're in, you look at everyone else and we will shake up the world. There were people that had impact in the world in companies like Microsoft, Amazon. Yes, they flipped the world upside down. We're going to do it globally. And I don't care if it happens overnight or not overnight, but you're going to see stuff my opinion, a viral effect that will blow your socks off. And then talking to these gentlemen from Africa and people from India, and we think, man, it'd be nice to make an extra $500. It'd be nice to make an extra 1,000. You give some poor family in Africa an extra $500 a month, they won the freaking lottery, the lifetime lottery. So we're in a good place. When you think about stuff, don't think personally all the time. This is a much bigger picture. When you think a bad day, remember billions have it worse than you in some cases. But if you got somebody out there and you can help them move along, move along. The days of trying to talk somebody into doing something in OnPassive should be over. We give the facts. We help people that want to be helped. But this thing about, I wish you would do this and this, I got a guy not doing this and a woman won't do this. All that means is this black tip gets smaller. That doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not going to talk anybody into anything. Just let's keep doing what we're doing. And we're about to see something that the world's never seen. No doubt about it. There was a good thing and a bad thing September 1st. Good thing is Mr. Mufareh saw, oh my gosh, look what's happening. But the world got a glimpse of it too. Don't kid yourself. Word of mouth. Do you see how much money this company brought in 4 days? Think about it. They're paying 37 million. Would they make 100 million? 150 million? And we're talking a few days, guys. We haven't really sold anything for a long, long time. One product, and maybe what, 70% of the people paid? This is crazy. All right, I'm going to turn it over because if everybody goes as long as I did, we'll be here till tomorrow. But anyway, I just wanted to get the party started. So I'm going to Redfern.
Thank you very much. Hello, Marty. Hello, Chris. Great to be amongst such esteemed guests as everyone who's on this panel, all my friends. I am very glad to say, good to see you all, guys. I'm going to start with something that C.Johnson shared on his Facebook page. And it was a video of this young guy, and he basically stopped a cool dude in a Lamborghini in the middle of Vegas. And he waltzed up to him and he said, "Can I have a chat with you? Can I give you a quick interview?" And great video. And I'm going to pick up on what I posted on my Facebook page today. And it really did resonate with me. And he was talking about how he's made his money and all the rest of it. And he was saying it was property investment and da-da-da, which is absolutely multi-millionaire. And he said, "What advice have you got for me and everyone else who's watching this?" And his advice was really simple, but so important. And he said, "You can't save your way to being rich." Now that really resonated with me. So there is very few, and I mean very, very few. Yes, there is some people who work all their life. They save, they save, they save. They get to their retirement age and they've got a very nice lump sum, thank you very much, to carry them on through their retirement and all the rest of it. That is only a very small percentage of the population. Some are lucky, honestly. Some do work their whole life. They do save, they make pensions, and they do all of the things that they do, and they live a very comfortable life. Thank you very much. But in general, and I do mean this in general, you cannot save your way to being rich. What does that mean in essence? It means that you have to take a certain risk through your life with the money that you have to be able to make that money into something. Now, why have I brought this up? I brought this up is because not a lot of people have got a lot of money, have they? Really, at the end of the day, I mean, let's face facts here. You know, most households live hand to mouth. And what do I mean by that? Paycheck to paycheck or salary to salary, whichever way you want to talk to it. If the, excuse my language, if the shit hits the fan, most people haven't got any spare, have they? You know, if the wheel falls off the truck, if the truck breaks down, they've got to buy another car. They really haven't got that type of spare money. That's why you see queues of people saying, "Can I get it on finance? I'll buy it, but I've got to have finance for it because it's the only way they can afford it." If the shit hits the fan, the only way they can afford to do anything is to finance it. They haven't got that spare money to do anything with. This is where I believe so much in ONPASSIVE, because it is such a low entry point for absolutely everybody to make a huge difference to their life. The risk element of ONPASSIVE is minimal, and I mean minimal for so many people. We've done the founders bit, that's been and gone. We're down another road now. We are now affiliates and we're now customers. It's a completely different scenario. But the ability, and this is the beauty about ONPASSIVE, the ability for people to make a huge amount of money in ONPASSIVE is there, right? That is why this is a huge opportunity for so many people. Now, Marty mentioned it. I've mentioned it on so many occasions. The majority of people who use the ONPASSIVE products and services are going to be customers. Why? It makes their life better. It makes their job easier. Businesses love it. It makes their bottom line a lot better because they're not forking out so much money for a like-for-like product that is actually better than what they are paying for already. But there is going to be a huge percentage of people who actually want to make a bit of side income, who have already got a job, but they can go onto a computer and make some money on the side. This is how they are going to grow their wealth. This is how they are going to become rich, because they have a vehicle to be able to do it. And that is ONPASSIVE at such a low entry point. Let's face it, we know the facts. One product that we know of, which is commercial right now, is OConnect, the video conferencing platform. We know how well that operates. We know the features. We know what the capacity of, the capabilities of it. And it is, hands down, way superior to anything else that's out on the market as a video conferencing solution. When people see that and then they realize, actually, I can make some money from this one product. And then they start realizing, well, there's another product I could buy. I can make a commission off that. There's another one. I could make a commission off that as well. Tie that into, as an affiliate, the company are going to give you a domain name. They're going to build you a website. They are going to close that deal. They're then going to advertise to people to bring them into your business. It is game over. We have only just started as a company, but the ability to make yourself rich in ONPASSIVE is there for everybody to take. There is no qualifications. You're not buying your way to the top. Everyone starts exactly the same point. This is why I love it. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter where you live. The entry point is exactly the same for absolutely everybody. This is where I love ONPASSIVE, because it is available to absolutely everyone to make a difference to their lives, their families, and anyone else around them. That's it for me. Back to you, Marty.
Very good, Red. As always. Well, let me go to my brother Collins. Collins, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Really a lovely day, as Red said. You know, we have a lot of sunshine here, so it's really beautiful. You know, and a beautiful day. You know, United Kingdom is also a beautiful day in ONPASSIVE. Every day in ONPASSIVE is a good day. There is never a sad day in ONPASSIVE, because every time Mr. Ash Muffarehe tends to bring something that is new and refreshing. You know, looking at this, I just want to look at my journey in ONPASSIVE, where I joined, you know, started in ONPASSIVE and where we are now. You know, because they always said, if you miss the journey, you miss the fun. There's a lot of fun things that we've met, you know, incredible people, amazing people that we've saw in ONPASSIVE. But the most amazing thing is the learning curve. All of us have gained knowledge in ONPASSIVE. You know, we've learned a lot through the journey, because sometimes a lot of people don't have that time, you know, the opportunity to join a startup company. We always meet a company at the tail end. Most people just come in when it's just money, and they don't know how the company was created, how it was built from inception to delivery. But we have that opportunity to join a startup company to see. And as Mr. Ash Muffarehe is somebody who is really open, you know, he really incorporated us like brothers and friends, you know, always coming up or updating us and telling us where the company is going, where it's heading, regardless of what is happening. He's always there. And that's the beauty about ONPASSIVE. But when we look at it, how many of us can remember Go Founder? Most founders, because every time when you live from one stage to the other, a lot of time we forget where we started. And if you cannot remember where you are coming from, you will never know where you are going. We always need to reflect where we are coming from. I joined when there was a Go Founder website. It was incredible, very beautiful. And I said, what else do you want? This is it. Mr. Ash said, no, we're not stopping there. We are not stopping there. We are moving on. What happened? We move on to O Founder. How many of us can still remember O Founder? Many people will not even remember how the website looked like, but it was a platform that can hold, you know, the founding member and the minimum value product. You know, Go Founder couldn't handle the product because it's heavy product. So you need to have a website, another site that can hold some of the product that Mr. Ash Muffarehe is developing. We should remember that ONPASSIVE is a global AI software development company, and they will continue to build and build and build and build. Now, what happened? Mr. Alpha said, no, we are not stopping there in Go Founder, O Founder. We're moving to OES. When we saw OES, the first OES, all of us were like, this is it. They said, no, there is something more in OES. By the time we saw the marketplace and stuff hanging on coming. And that is the journey of ONPASSIVE. Very beautiful. How many of us can still remember the first ONPASSIVE website where there was no product? It was just a design and stuff. You know, I wish I have a picture of all of that just to put it together. But that is the journey of ONPASSIVE, because if you forget so soon, it means you don't even know where you are coming from. But now we are, you know, at the stage where things are just like wrapping up and wrapping up and wrapping up, where it's just that leap for us to get to where we are, as Marty said and Red have already mentioned. The products now is super product. We cannot even compare. Normally it's even above market value. You know, O Connect, we are using it. Some will say, oh, why? O Connect is one of the best video conferencing platforms. Whether we like it or not, it is there. And Ms. Ash said, we will not stop with that. There will be more version coming up until you will not even remember how the first version looked like. For instance, if we go back when Apple released the first phone, how many of us can remember the first iPhone? None of us. Now we are talking about iPhone 15. This is software development. You know, Ash Mufareh would produce and produce and produce. We will use it and use it until we get to a point where maybe it will fade away, and generation to come will still come and see something new, because they will build. Who knows if ONPASSIVE will build a platform that can take us to space and come back? You never know. Never say never when it comes to technology. We are in the 21st century and things are happening with AI. So I'll leave it there, Marty. Take it over.
Starting to get smoke from my computer. Thank you, Collins. And here's Bob. And Bob, I know you're focused. I know what I'm about. Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is your brother Bob from Bel Air, Maryland. It's good to be here with all these esteemed intellectuals. It's a privilege. It's my first time actually being on Marty and Chris's show, so I'm very excited. What's going on in my mind? I'll open up with my what I call my soliloquy, just my thoughts aloud. I'm saying to myself, enough. That's what I'm saying to myself. Enough. We are in a global movement. We are in a point where anything can happen at any moment. We know that our founder, Mr. Ash, is doing exactly what he needs to do. We know that there are unknown unknowns, even to him. We knew that there were known unknowns, some things that he knew, but we did not know. And we know now that there are also unknown unknowns, things that he did not know, So these are some of the things that probably is encountering right now and is working on. So that's my soliloquy. That's the thing that I'm just expressing my thoughts out loud. That enough, we should relax. But I had an interesting week. I was talking to my brother Oliver. I had a very interesting week at work. We had this day and a half conference seminar, and I learned something that I would love to share with everyone here and the founding members affiliate worldwide. You know, in this seminar, they were talking about something about innovative behaviors. And I was thinking throughout then and up till now about Mr. Ash. Everything, these are some experts have come together, put some thoughts together, and that they are telling us, hey, this is how you behave. These are the mindset or the behavior of innovators. And they gave us some 7 different behaviors. And every single one, if you describe every single one of those behaviors, it ties very much with our founder, Mr. Ash. So I would like to share that a little bit. I hope I don't take too much time. They actually gave us this cube. I don't know if you see this cube. They gave us this cube with all the behaviors on each side. The first behavior that we talked about, which ties directly with our founder, Mr. Ash, is they talked about evidence-based decision making. That innovators or people with this, with this kind of attitude, they do what we call evidence-based decision making, and we've seen that demonstrated by Mr. Ash. First of all, before he started ONPASSIVE, first of all, did his research to make sure that there's nothing in the world with the concept or the ideology of ONPASSIVE that does not exist. Then he brings it in experts. He's a very smart guy, yes, but he brings in experts, including so developers, executive teams, and data scientists. So now the decisions that are being made are based on evidence. because he has his own data. Remember, some time ago we talked about process mining, where you use your own data, the data that you have, not outside data, use your own data, analyze it, and make decisions based on that data. So that is what Mr. Ash is doing. Every single step that is being taken based on the evidence of data that they have from the experts. So if you go back, you look at even when he decided to embark more on the mobile app applications, it was because of the evidence data that these people were telling him, hey, we have a huge population that uses their mobile phones and applications. That is why Mr. Ash at some point just turned around and started embarking on we have to deliver our mobile applications. That's number one. So decisions are made based on evidence, and Ash Mufareh exhibits exactly that behavior. The second one is resilience. That's the second innovative behavior. Resilience. Where is it here? I hope you can see it. Resilience. That's having the capacity to recover quickly from any difficulties. Resilience. So is Ash resilient? Yes. If you go back, look at things that have happened. I'll give you a specific, unique example. When we launched in September, the first few days, the merchants choked. They fixed it. Next few days, they had a new merchant. That second merchant also choked, but it did not only choke, it corrupted our data. So this Ash Mufareh and the team, they were able to do what we have analyzed to be one of the most successful, seamless disaster recovery for any startup company, because they were able to stop, come back, roll back, clean up the system, reconstitute the system, and then continue. And everybody was able to come back and pay into the system, because he's what we call, he's focused, he's steady, and he's prepared, because he was prepared for that. The third innovative behavior that people who innovate these kinds of technology, who think outside the box like Ash, is reflective listening. Reflective listening. Let's focus on the reflective, because when you listen to someone and you let them understand that you're listening to them, and then you implement some of the things that they're telling you. If we go back and look throughout our founder, Mr. Ash, you see that he exhibits that. I remember maybe a year and a half ago, this lady came up. I was talking about how is O-Connect going to help the hearing impaired, those with disability. Mr. Ash listened, probed a little bit, but now we know that O-Connect is going to come out with features to take care of that, to make sure that everyone, global platform for everyone, including the hearing impaired. And then some of us here, we know, in interacting with Mr. Ash, we see that some of the things that have been said, he has implemented them. So that is, he's listening to you and understanding and making sure that we know that he's listening to us. The fourth character trait for innovators, people that exhibit innovative behaviors, is courage. Courage. We know that Mr. Ash is courageous. He says, I'm going to do it or die, or try trying. He's willing to face any consequence, including his personal safety. Ash Mufareh comes out to all of us, shows his face out there, his family, everybody, because he's courageous. He says, this is my mission. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it or die. Or you do it or you go home to the staff, those who are not able to meet up. That is another attitude of those who come in and build something like what Mr. Ash is doing. The fifth one is managing yourself, managing self. Managing self. Does Ash Mufareh know how to manage himself? He's everywhere. He wakes up in the morning, he meets with his staff in India, meets with his staff in Hyderabad, all over the world, Egypt, everywhere. How does he do it? The time zones are different. Every hour of the day is important for him, and he's in every place that he needs to be. He also meets with us. He creates time for us, the founders. He meets with us, gives us updates as much as possibly can, as much as he can. That's another significant threat for someone like Ash Mufareh, or someone who is building something this great for humanity. The sixth one is effective collaboration. I think they break it open here. Effective collaboration. I don't know if you can see it. Mr. Ash Mufareh is able to bring together diverse people of diverse backgrounds, diverse experience from different countries. He brings them all together so that they can work and deliver solutions to us. All the teams are diverse, all of us. I call ONPASSIVE the heterogeneous system, you know. Heterogeneous meaning people of all kinds of background, diverse, straight, gay, black, white, everybody is in here, and he has built this O Connect platform to integrate all of us. We are one, to collaborate, to interact with each other. That is another character of someone with an innovative attitude. And the seventh one, and the last one, is challenging the status quo. Do we agree that ONPASSIVE, this system, ONPASSIVE, the ideology, the concept, is disruptive? ONPASSIVE is the most significant disruptive innovation of this century. That is why right now, as we speak, and I believe that Mr. Ash is going through a lot of challenges, because he's about to disrupt the status quo. Those who are the benefactor of this status quo are not going to go down without fighting. I believe that every single obstacle is being thrown at him, including the kitchen sink, to stop him. But he's saying that, no, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep fighting. He told us last week that there's going to be a life after ONPASSIVE. What does that mean? That means he has disrupted the status quo. It's not any longer what it is a few years from now. So if you put in all these innovative behaviors, from evidence-based decision-making to resilience, reflective reasoning, courage, managing yourself, effective collaboration, and challenging the status quo, the result is ONPASSIVE, this disruptive innovation of our times. Back to you, Brother Marty.
Drop the freaking mic, Bob. I don't know what you guys are drinking, but holy moly, very good. Man, I think I'm going to sign up again. Over to Mike Ellis.
Yeah, thanks, Marty. Yeah, we've got a great panel today, and you know, knowledge is power. And if you're listening to everybody right now, you know exactly where you are, you know exactly where ONPASSIVE is, and you know exactly where you're going. Really, really good stuff, guys. I'm going to make it short today, and I get a couple of questions quite often, and the two questions I get are, why are you in ONPASSIVE? And then after over 5 years, why are you still in ONPASSIVE? And I get those questions all the time from people who really don't know that much about ONPASSIVE, and I'll answer those two questions. But I want to throw out a couple of things before I answer those two questions, because it's relevant. You know, the world today, it can be a really, really ugly place. It really can. And if you look around the world, specifically in the United States of America, and you look at what's going on, today in America, we've got about 30% inflation. Okay, that's a bunch. And by the way, that's a hidden tax. If you look at what Americans are doing today, and you look at the credit card situation, there is more debt on credit cards today in the United States of America than there's ever been, ever. If you look at the United States, and the debt that they have right now is $35 trillion. They spend, on the interest on that, they spend about $1.2 trillion a year just on the debt that they have. In the next 8 years, that debt will go to $50 trillion. And when that happens, the United States will be spending all the revenue they bring in on taxes will go to take care of the debt on that debt. $50 trillion, they'll spend all of the revenue that's coming in to just take care of the interest on that. Why am I saying all of this? And really, this is a worldwide problem. It answers the questions that I get. Why are you in ONPASSIVE? Why am I in ONPASSIVE? Because of the genius behind Mr. Mufareh, the structure of ONPASSIVE, what it will do for me. What will it do for me? It will allow me to develop an income online and develop wealth. Okay. When you can do that, you have the freedom to really live the life you want to live and to avoid any of those problems that the powers to be will throw at you. Why am I still in ONPASSIVE? And it's not the money. It's not why I'm still in ONPASSIVE. I know the money's going to be coming in. I know that everybody here will be able to take care of that bottom line. They'll be able to develop an income online and over time develop wealth. I believe that. That's my opinion. But as you're listening to all these individuals talk, you know that that's coming, and it's coming very, very quickly. Why am I still in ONPASSIVE? It's not the money. I'm in ONPASSIVE because I can change one life. And it's not ONPASSIVE that's doing this. This is me. This is what I can do. Yeah, it's the platform of ONPASSIVE, but I can bring in an individual. I can explain ONPASSIVE to them, he or she, and they can come in and over time take care of that bottom line. I'm the one that was the impetus behind that. I'm the one that brought that individual in. Although it was Mr. Mufareh, it was the structure of ONPASSIVE, it's everything that he's done made that possible. But I can change one life. And when I think about ONPASSIVE, why I'm still in ONPASSIVE, that's the reason why. It is so cool when you can get in front of one individual and over time change their whole perspective of what's coming, what their life is going to be about, giving them control, letting them have the ability, regardless of what happens around them, what happens in the economy, what happens in governments, to have the choice to be able to do what they want to do. Because when you have financial freedom, and I believe that's what ONPASSIVE is going to bring to each and every one of us, when you have that financial freedom, it doesn't matter what goes on around you, because you have that financial freedom, you can call the shots. And that's a really, really cool thing. It's why I'm still in ONPASSIVE. There are a lot of other reasons, but this panel, I know they have a lot to say, so I'm not going to elaborate on any of this stuff. ONPASSIVE is the place to be if you want to change one life. It really is. And once you understand ONPASSIVE, once you know how to explain ONPASSIVE, changing that one life is the best thing you're ever going to do in your life. It really is. Your life is already going to be changed financially. It really is, because of what Ash has done. But to bring someone else in and change that life, that's a really extraordinary thing. That's why I'm still in ONPASSIVE, along with Marty and Dan. You know, it's hard to leave that group. But I'll turn it back over to you, Marty. I'll keep it very, very short because I know we've got a lot of people that have a lot to say. Go ahead, Marty.
Thank you, Mike. Everything we can all agree on because we think the same way. I'm going to turn it over to a gentleman that is very quiet, very shy. That's a lie. He used to be. I don't know who he is now, but anyway, Vincent, let her rip, buddy.
Thank you, Marty, and thank you everyone here in this platform. So thank you, Marty, and thanks also to be here today. So today we're talking about ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is great company. So I'm always glad to be with ONPASSIVian and then to talk about ONPASSIVE. So today because like Mark said, we don't have enough time, so I'll talk very simple thing. And then because today we're talking about digital transformation. So when I see ONPASSIVE as digital transformation, so nothing else. We're living in a digital transformation. So when people are talking about digital transformation, ONPASSIVE is a real example of digital transformation because we see that everything is a digital transformation. When we talk about AI or today, AI is also part of our world because ONPASSIVE is making better for us. It's changing the life for us. So things will be much more better for us. Like when we're using AI, because most of our products ONPASSIVE, they are using on artificial intelligence system to is embedded with artificial intelligence, and then make life much more better for all of us. Like Michael saying, is also this is impacting our life, our daily life. When we're using our mobile phone, it's a digital we are using. So this is why unpassive is going to play a significant and important role in our daily life. It's not only money, but the way we do things, unpassive is going to change it. The way we talk, unpassive is going to change it. The way we communicate, unpassive is going to change it. With all the apps, all the application, the product that unpassive have is going to change completely the way the world is moving. That's why Mr. Ash Mufara is saying unpassive is going to hold the internet. Holding the internet, what is it? It's what we are living today. Everything we are living, even when we go to supermarket buying food, we are using digital transformation. That's the digital we are using. Everything in our world, when we communicate, when we travel, everything we do is digital. And then that digital, that's what unpassive is working on, so that the world will change. So changing the world will come from unpassive, because that artificial intelligence that Mr. Mufara and team are working on is going to change our life. Repetitive tasks, the way we do things, the way we change, even here in different cities, the way we communicate, the way we change, the way we travel, the way we move, everything Mr. Ash is working on. And everything is going to change. And then I believe unpassive is going to change the way our digital transformation is working, the way our world move. We move from one city to another, everything Mr. Ash is working on it. So people should be stay back and rest that even the internet connection, internet connectivity, the way people are worried, they should not worry, because Mr. Ash are taking part of that. And then the AI, our AI will change things for us, and then we'll be very good position and good work. Then everything will change for our daily life. We'll be happy for the way we do things, the way we change, the way we do, the way even we communicate. OConnect is one of a good example, because OConnect is going to change the way we communicate, the way we do website, the way we change, we interact with our webinars and web conferences. This is one of example. Our email system, the way we change with email system. I used to be a email exchanger administrator, so I know how to configure the mailbox. All this can communicate with Active Directory, all this. But we see with email, we don't have all this to put all this configuration together, but everything is set up intelligently for us. Treat detections, everything is there. And today, with the biggest problem we are facing, the world are facing in digital world, is the cyber security. And then unpassive is taking care of that. We are living that this cyber security, unpassive will take care of that. And then that's the biggest threat in this digital world. So we know, and then I believe that with the help of unpassive and artificial intelligence, this threat will go over by unpassive. Thank you, Marty.
Fantastic, Vincent. Wow. Talk about the journey. Good job, Vincent. So turn it over to this gentleman who I know is fine, and been a friend with him for a few years now. Oliver, give us your take on this passive thing.
Yeah, hi. Thank you, Marty, and thank you, Chris, for inviting the OTech pros here to your show. Second time being here today. I want to thank you guys and to thank everybody, Dan, Mike, and Red, Robin. To say thank you for being on this platform with you guys, and for those who are listening to us. And I know we are in that moment in our life that we are a little bit itchy and asking questions. Ash has not come out for 2 weeks now. What? Please, when you don't see him, know that things are cooking behind the scene. And the day he will come out, the world will explode. And at any moment from now, we will see him. And when we see him, we should remember that, like my brother Collins always said, ONPASSIVE is building an AI software development application. And you know what it means to build. ONPASSIVE doesn't build, we don't build normal software application. ONPASSIVE be AI, artificial intelligence software applications. And you know what that means. From scratch, it's not that we are patching, we build them from scratch. We don't only build, ONPASSIVE don't only build AI software applications. We have an AI cloud data center with multiple regions, and the biggest of all. We don't only have that, and where we do save our data well in our own environment. By so doing, we have control. Not only that, ONPASSIVE is building one of the biggest payment processor that the CEO told us about. Not only that, our applications are what? Above market value. Like Colin said that he thinks it's even above market value. Not only that, cost effective. And when you talk about cost effective, what do? You attract customers. And where are those customers going? They're coming to us. I just saw Marty demonstrated that, look, this is the first day, this is the customer, and this is the founders. Everything comes in here. Not only that, ONPASSIVE is a subscription-based business. Any transaction, financial transaction, that will take place in your online business, online store, you have a commission. Where have you ever heard that? Where have you ever heard that? Not only that, again, we have multiple sources of applications, products coming, not any kinds of products that are coming in. Only OConnect alone, I just heard Marty said, Mike Ellis has been preaching that also, that just with OConnect alone, or one application or one product, our financial freedom, we have that financial freedom and our family for life. Where can you get that? Listen, please. In ONPASSIVE, like Red just said here, that we have minimal risk. And the biggest risk is going to be you and I, us, the founders, our affiliate. Because if you don't know your business, then you stand that risk not to make the amount of commission that you were supposed to make. So please, I'll come back again on this point that I always talk about: communication and know your business. Attend those webinars that you know, and those platforms that you know, you gain something from it. Do not go to platforms that you go because of name. Go to those webinars that when you go there, you will learn something. And when they don't know that thing, they will tell you, we don't know, we will get back to you on that. The time has come that we are supposed to know our business. You are supposed to know your business. There's no time here to worship anybody, or there's no time here to talk about big team size, volume, whatever. No, the time is now, is action. A Frenchman will say action personnel. Personal action. This is the time for personal action. If I don't know something, I call Collins, I call Bob, I call Vincent, I talk to Marty, I call Mike Ellis. I talk to Mike Ellis all the time. I'll call him. I know we're going to get him in the evening. I call him. I say, Mike, what's this? Please tell me. Collins, what is this? Collins to tell me. Bob, we brainstorm. Vincent, we brainstorm. We meet with Marty all the time. We talk. So that communication and know your business, know your OES is one thing that I would like all of us to focus on, and to get the ball rolling. And make sure the 10 days that are adding, and like I said last week, take advantage of that 10 days and know your business. And let me say it again, the day we'll see Mr. Ash, that he comes out, the world will be a different place and your life will change forever. Take it back, Marty. Thank you.
Fantastic, Oliver. Turn it over to my main man, Dan Street, at 10,000 feet or whatever he's at.
9,000 feet. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, no, very good.
Okay, good. I didn't know if I muted myself or not. Anyway, this is all really good stuff. I mean, everybody is providing us with some outstanding information, and I just love listening to all you guys. But, I would say that all of us know and believe, all of us here, and, a lot of you out there do believe that ONPASSIVE is moving forward full steam ahead. We know that all the executives and legal departments and product development teams continue to work nonstop for us. So there's no question in my mind that we're about ready to explode because of their efforts. And so I want to focus just a few minutes on OMedia. and just ask the people here, and there's quite a few people here, I understand, that how many of you have visited the O-Media website? And if you haven't, go to omedia.ae and just check it out. They've done an amazing job of laying out this website that includes, if you look at the top, it includes tabs, home, about, an about section, services, partners, team, gallery, story of the month, and news and events. And before this meeting, I went in there and I just clicked the about tab. So I'm going to read you some of the highlights, and you can let your imagination take over from there. And believe me, you'll get excited all over again about this amazing company. So if you go to the About tab, it's O-Media is one of ONPASSIVE's largest and most varied integrated media channels. It controls a variety of media and information outlets. It has an interest in the creation and maintenance of websites, personal accounts, and digital content industry. Organizing conferences, events, workshops related to digital media, technology, and artificial intelligence, and providing training programs at all levels. Wow. So then if you scroll down a little bit, they talk about their vision. O-Media talks about their vision, and it's leadership in media and academic consulting, innovating the most effective methods and tools to support media production in order to increase the competitiveness of Arab media organizations, planning and developing media and educational plans for all institutions. And their mission is to create a robust and more superior society. We believe it is important to promote media and education, achieving excellence in institutions and educating Arab countries to compete in media. Then the final thing they say is the topic or thing is values. And they just list quality, accuracy, excellence, continuous development, and creativity. So that pretty much says it all. That the values and the mission statement and the vision of O-Media pretty much states everything that ONPASSIVE is all about. And there are many people here who have this tunnel vision regarding how they believe the rollout of this company should happen. And, keep in mind, I would tell these people, keep in mind that this has never happened before. Nothing of the magnitude of ONPASSIVE has ever happened before. And I believe all of us here want to help you expand that vision, not just have the little tunnel vision, and help you get engaged and help you to see the big picture. And if you make an attempt to keep up, your mind will automatically be stimulated about the possibilities that this company has created for you. And I think that's the key thing. This company, everything that's happening, Ash Mufareh's vision is for us. And he's working so hard, and we're all believers. And I just thank you for having me on the panel, Marty and Chris and Red. And it's just important for us to just keep believing, because it's the real deal. Thanks, Marty.
Wow, fantastic, Dan. I couldn't say that any better. We're going to go over to The Voice. Oh, you? Oh, now Chris wants me to go to him. He wanted to be last.
Ladies are always first, and she wanted to be last, so I would always be on behalf of Mom's Day from all over the world. I will let the lady do what she wants. Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the my sisters out there and everyone else. Wow. I'm really speechless, because every one of you said exactly what I wanted to say. I just can't figure that out. But great minds think alike. I actually loved everything you guys said today. The tech guys, you blew me away. Dan and Mike, you blew me away. Marty DeGarmo, you blew me away. Red just lost his internet. That's why he disappeared. He said he just purchased some better internet. So we'll see him next week. And Robin will be following me, which she loves going last. But wow, what do you say? Here's what I say. This is what I'm excited about. In 2024, according to the latest data, 35% of global companies report using AI in their business. Notably, 42% of companies have reported exploring AI use with their company. Over 50% of companies plan to incorporate AI technology in 2024. So I'm thinking that's some pretty good percentages. That goes up, and it keeps going up. And then I think if I owned a business, if I owned a company, and I'm reading all this stuff about AI, which what they say is if you don't incorporate AI into your company, you're going to fall way behind. Where do you think companies are really going to look into when they realize what ONPASSIVE has to offer with AI, with every product possible to help their business? I don't know about you, but there's a lot of percentage left in those percentages for the next year and the year after that. And I'm going to actually say I believe that 99% of these people will come to ONPASSIVE for what we have and for what we offer. And then I'm going to throw out that mighty thing about 8 billion people out there in this world. 5.5, I think Mike said 5.7 billion people on the internet have to come through all of us people, founders, to actually get into ONPASSIVE. Now, that's some percentages that really, really excite me. But everything you guys said today was spot on. You can see we have a lot of different flavors on here. We have countries. Last night on a trip, Minnows Trivia show, I think Raphael said we had, what was it, like 19 different countries with 20 people or something like that, which is really cool, explaining that how far we've gotten and where we're going. All right. Ash Muffareh planted a seed into all of us. We planted that seed in every single country in the world. It's growing bigger and bigger. I, for one, am very grateful for that. I, for one, have met people that never thought I'd ever meet. I, for one, have learned about cultures that I never understood before, and now I do understand, which I love about ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is putting people together that probably never would have got together. And ONPASSIVE is bringing, one of my favorite son's words is peace. I want peace in my life. I think that's what ONPASSIVE offers to the world. Everyone wants peace and love and passion and compassion. Right now, there's people sitting on the street right now with a sign, "We'll work for food," or "Can you help me out?" ONPASSIVE is coming to help those people out, not just to give them things, but to teach them, to show them a better way. As Dan Street said, no one has ever done this before. It's probably the most unique business that's coming into the market, and it's going to blow a lot of people away. The people that we have talked to and said, nah, we don't say I told you so in ONPASSIVE. I won't. I'll just show you what you're missing, but then I'm still going to try to get you in there. It is simply the greatest company in the world. If you look on this panel, we got 4 guys that know everything about tech because that's what they do. You have a master carpenter on here. You have a master. I don't know what Dan is, but he's a master guy, and he knows about surgery and products and all that. He led a really fantastic life. Marty DeGarmo, a master manager. Chris Johnson, a master retiree. And Dan is too, by the way. Auto worker. Why am I here? Why am I here? Because I ain't missing this one. I'm not missing it because it has too much to offer. It isn't about, I better get in that just in case. It's just got so much to offer. And if you actually got into ONPASSIVE or even thought about just looking into it, you'd understand why all of us are here. All right. Yeah, Mike said a very important thing. It's not about the money. Every one of us got into this because we see the potential of money. But then we realize the changes that are coming in this world through ONPASSIVE. All right. You're not going to think about the money when you have success. Okay. That's a big thing that you should remember. You're not going to think about money when you are already successful. You're going to think about how to better myself even more. You're going to keep climbing that ladder. And because of ONPASSIVE, that's the way I think now. I didn't stop at a certain rung in ONPASSIVE. No, I asked my father, I said, no, keep going. You got a long way to go, Chris. Keep going to the top because that's where I'm going. And he has literally held me and put me up there farther, just like every one of these individuals on here. So I'm going to tell you this right now. Percentages don't lie. When people are understanding now, turn on your TV, there's something about AI. Turn on your computer, there's some AI robots, some smart car, all this stuff AI. It's unstoppable. It's everywhere. It's just like the magical iPhone. People heard about it. Start seeing more about it. Next thing you know, everyone's got one. That's the same thing that's going to happen with the passive. When people realize, and this is just a stupid phone. Well, it's not so stupid. It's probably smarter than me, but it's just a phone. A passive offers so much more than this phone could ever offer you. It's going to give you things and take you places that I'm telling you right now, you never would have got in the first place. Because most of us are too damn afraid to go out and try to start something because of failure. That great word we are afraid of. Don't be afraid of failure. Unpassive's not going to fail you. It's going to succeed you and your family until the next levels of your life. And that's pretty cool. Marty DeGarmo, back to you.
Fantastic. And that's Chris when he has nothing. So we're good. Now, here we go. I'm going to try now to go to the voice. Robin, the only woman here to straighten us all out. It's all yours, Robin.
Thank you, Marty. I am so thrilled to be here with all of you. This is such an amazing panel. And what you have all said, like Chris said, part of it is what I wanted to bring forward as well. So I will try not to repeat. But we all come into this with such different perspectives, such different experiences, that we can only add and help each other and hopefully help those who are listening. I have two requests before I start with what I'm going to say. The first one is, please, lots of you in the chat, beautiful, wonderful, please write unpassive with capital letters properly. As many of you as possible. Let's raise the energies of this webinar as well. Unpassive, capital letters, so that everybody who sees this and who is with us sees how to spell it correctly. You can put your hearts and anything else if you want to, but let's spell unpassive correctly. Capital letters in the chat now, please, as much as you can. Thank you. The other thing is, to the spammers who are coming in through various ways and listening, and the naysayers and those who are questioning all of this, you know what? You're actually jealous. I find it very interesting that you're coming into these chats and into these groups now, because where were you before? You either were in, you got out, you didn't trust, you didn't believe, but now you can only make a name for yourself and get the spotlight on you because you're now coming into something that is doing so well. So those are my two pieces with regards to that. Now, today and the importance of today with everybody. I recently learned about a term that is called glimmer. This means and is the opposite of a trigger. Glimmers are any moments in our day that bring us joy, happiness, peace, gratitude, or love, and they make us feel good. The more we look out for these glimmers, the more we'll notice them, and the fewer triggers we will encounter. We tend to see what we actively seek. So let's make a shift in how and who we are, what we're looking for. I know life is hard. I know there are many challenges out there. Terms like affiliates and similar have been applied to so many businesses now. And I've been so aware of this, especially since joining ONPASSIVE at the end of 2018. But moving forward, loyalty comes in forms of points. It comes in is another similar term that's used, and it includes different forms of payments, whether it's in points, cashback, direct cash deposits, or other, maybe gifts, etc. Many companies have incorporated these type of loyalty pieces, and they go from your bank to your favorite store to your restaurants. Customers. Every business to be successful needs customers. Whether you're online, whether you're brick and mortar, whether you're doing a booth at an event, whether you need customers to succeed. And ONPASSIVE is helping us get these customers. You don't even have to lift a finger right now if you don't want to. ONPASSIVE is helping us. ONPASSIVE has and continues to refine all of this for us. Multiple streams of income is now such a common term and is used so frequently, whereas before it was such an absurd thought. But you know what? It is a necessity now. And without having to go out and search for it ourselves, OnPassive has us covered. OnPassive is doing this for us. OConnect is our first product. And there are many, many more to come in different avenues of industry, of education, of humanitarian aspects, sales platforms, all of this. And we still don't even know what most of them are. But this is what is meant by multiple streams of income. And each of these products and platforms that OnPassive has is and can be a standalone business that OnPassive is feeding for all of us to be successful. Red referred to wealth and richness and riches earlier on. And big wealth, big money is usually a generational aspect in life these days. And it is handed down within the family lines. Yes, as he said, you can go and work, you can save, you can do the best you can. But the really large wealth comes through inheritance, comes through lottery winnings, which statistics prove more people lose and go through faster than anything else. But OnPassive is giving this to us again, that we are able to give this to our family, to our children, to our grandchildren, to our great, keep adding all the greats you want to, children, because of what it believes and how it wants to help family, community, countries, and the world. These OConnect extensions, for me, are a gift to learn more, whether it's more about OConnect in and of itself, whether it's more about OnPassive, to get our affairs in order, to look after self, to spend more time with family and friends, to do what you want to do, to sit and wait if that's all you want, to do something that makes you happy. But these extensions are needed for the company. And whether that's for legal reasons, whether that's for adjustment purposes, we just know that everything is being put together properly. I've referred to this analogy in the past. Working on a ship, when we went to dry dock and the ship was being overhauled, if there was a nut or a bolt that was not put in properly, that caused a leakage. And if the ship didn't sail and it wasn't safe for seaworthy, then we couldn't go out on our cruises and we couldn't bring other people onto it. So think of that in the same way with OnPassive. They're wanting to make sure that this is so watertight, it is so safe, it is so supportive and able to do what it said and what Ash is wanting it to do from the very start. We've learned from what has happened in the past. Ash has learned what has happened from what has happened. And if you've been part of this, the step-by-step journey of OnPassive will make sense, and the breadcrumbs that we've received through Ash and his visits to us in webinars and discussions and lives, as well as the lives that have happened every single day, there have been breadcrumbs that have been dropped all along to help people follow the path. Our current situation in life, be it health, work, positive, negative, births, deaths, weddings, joys, disappointments, are our affair. Those are from our choices in life. They have nothing to do with OnPassive. Yes, it's sad. This week in itself, we've had some deaths, we've had some births, we've had some birthdays. But as we refer to OnPassive founder membership as a family, the larger the family, the more these life events are going to happen and hit us and be part of who and what we experience together. So we can share love, laughter, tears together for those who've been with us and who are now watching over us. And we know that they have all gathered in the OnPassive pews and places in the clouds and the heavens, watching over all of us still here. So there are now two OnPassive wonderful families and groups, the physical and those in spirit form who have moved on, because we have many, many wonderful family members who were founders who are now up there. And my mum is one of them. Are you a nice person? Ask yourself this. Do you like yourself? If you were to meet yourself in a situation out there in the world, Would you want to talk to you? Would you want to become friends with you? Do you have the type of personality, the upbeat or the intelligent or the interactive type of personality to engage in people and to bring people in and to make life enjoyable and more positive for somebody else, and not always taking, not always being sad or depressed? Those are the sort of things that we can work on, because the money that's going to come from ONPASSIVE through the commissions are not going to change the basic human being that we are individually. If we're a nice person, it's going to exaggerate that niceness. If we are a giving person, it's going to potentially exaggerate that with us as well. And if we're a mean, tight, horrible person with a bad attitude, well, you know what? It's not going to change that part very much unless you take the steps and want to do it yourself. How many of you do this? When you see or you hear or you read or you watch something out there in your regular daily activities and in your world, how many of you flip in at some point within the first 3 seconds and think how ONPASSIVE can help? What ONPASSIVE will do? It could improve. Can it fix? What can we contribute? Charity-wise, assistance-wise. Do you do that? I find myself doing that all the time, and I make my lists, and I've got my charities numbered 1 through 100, and then suddenly I flip those numbers around because the order of importance has changed, depending on the day and depending on how I feel. But just think of how wonderful this world is going to be when we pull this all together. Because again, each one of us has got different causes that we want to support and assist. It's going to be a phenomenal world, and it's happening very soon. So let's stop asking about when this is happening, how much is this happening, how soon, and I need it, and they need it, and all the rest of it. We've been here on the journey. We've been part of ONPASSIVE for this length, and if you don't believe it by now, then I'm sad for you. And there's nothing more that we can say to help you move forward with that. But also realize that ONPASSIVE is already happening. First of all, a lot has happened. We're all here together. But it is also happening in the world. All you have to do is go into your back office and read the notes of the last few webinars with Ash to learn what's happening in Africa, what's happening in India, what is happening with the different platforms. We've had a humanitarian send out already to help people. All of this is going to increase. All of this is going to multiply and improve and become more and more and become known in the world. So our days are better when we focus, shout out to Bob, on our blessings more than on our problems. And remember that every act of kindness is a piece of love that we leave behind. Thank you for this beautiful, amazing, informative get-together this morning, and thank you for including me. Take care, everybody.
Fantastic. Whoa, boom. Close to 900 people today. Not bad, not too bad. I want to thank everybody for being here, encouraging the founders, letting them know from our point of view what we know we have, and we only know about 5%. So we got a long way to go. I want to run through real quick and let everybody say a quick goodbye, starting with Chris, work across the bottom to the top.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you to the panel. Again, it's always an honor for me to see all you guys. Have a great day.
So bye, everyone. Hope to see you. I think we'll be having OTech Pro in 30 minutes. So it's just a round table chat. So if you can make it, please join us. It will be on O Connect.
Oh, yeah. We don't want to forget about that. Bob?
Yes.
Say goodbye.
Great being here. Thank you, everyone. Good to see everyone. See you at the round table at the top of the hour. I'll just say there are better days ahead. Thank you.
See y'all later. Be good. Have a good day.
Hello, everyone. Bye-bye. And like Marty said, be focused. So we should be focused. for the coming days and from now going.
Oliver.
Yeah, goodbye and have a good day. Please join us, OTech Pro, in top of the hour, and please take these 10 days to know your business. Thank you.
Mr. Street.
Well, goodbye, everybody, and thanks for having me, Marty and Chris and Red and everybody. Enjoy your day. Have a good one.
Last but not least, the voice, Rob and Noble.
Special time today with all of you. Thank you so much. If you're listening, get on to the OTech Pros, 4 guys with incredible information and knowledge. We need to hear more from them. You need to be part of that. Merci à tout le monde. Bonne fin de semaine. Have a wonderful weekend. Look after yourselves. Look after each other.
Bonsoir,
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Yeah. Anyway, thanks everybody for being here, and see you later. Go see the OTech Pro at noon. Thank you, everybody. I mean that. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Bye-bye.